Game on! Ohana is the map. Value, of course, the guy who picks map number 2 as he just lost. He's up against the Puppet Master.
Your host.
Oh. Oh, sorry, I just assumed that Puppet Master was ready.
I'm sure.
Well, I could move my fingers, I could actually type something and go for the GG, so the Puppet Master must have been ready. If not, he would have prevented it.
Yeah. Simply, it would have been really easy.
I knew it would happen again. There's no rule to it, Wolf. There is no rule. At least I couldn't find a rule. Yeah, actually thinking about it, no, there's no. Okay, guys, before I just go on and just blabber about weird stuff that you don't understand because you have no idea what I'm talking about, let's introduce our players. The Iron Sweet Korean qualifier. Bottom right of the map starts TSL Value. He's known as TSL Serrano. He lost against SortOf on Daybreak, and the European Zerg starts to the top left of the map in blue. This is the map choice of his opponent. Value chose Ohana, and Value has to win this game if he wants to be able to advance in this tournament. There are only 2 slots. The top 2 players will be able to qualify for the main event, for the main tournament, and the winner of this tournament actually receives $500.
Yes. Nice to have that in your back pocket.
Of course, $500, that's always awesome. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Here come the probe. Main base scout once more. Value already with a pile on the low ground to get his Forge expansion up. But SortOf, is he going to play the same style that he played in game number 1? It was pretty annoying. I actually think that Value this time will go for an immortal push, or at least for a gateway timing,
Yeah.
one of the two. Just the build that he used on map number 1 with the Stargate, even though he killed a lot and was able to take down the queens, it wasn't really worth it. SortOf didn't lose anything with his economy. He already had this drone count, so even with the lava problem that SortOf had, he was just still able to play his style.
He wasn't able to take that fight in the middle of the map. His economy was excellent. He also got +1 for air. He was getting shields. He never got that infrastructure to remake air units or to even start producing them, which is pretty rare these days. People were trying to mess around with getting carriers and things like that, but I don't know. He just didn't quite have what it took to beat SortOf in the late game. As you said, you know, he didn't do enough damage. He didn't get ahead, and SortOf just kept running with the lead he had. Wasn't even able to do damage with Ling run bys or roaches, but we could also see, I could see SortOf being aggressive on this map.
Yeah. Well, Value, on the other hand, if he decides to go for a gateway attack or for a 2-base aggression, what he can do here is not only the immortal push. It's a great great map for the immortal push, but there are still builds like War Prism Sentry into the main base. This is something that doesn't happen all the time, but especially on Ohana, it's a good build. You rely a bit on your opponent not scouting too much with the overlords, but if you get the first force field on the ramp, then suddenly the Zerg player is looking at a very bad situation that he will not escape from. There are so few Zergs who are able to win a game after the ramp is blocked. Nurture was able to do it a couple of times, and there are other players also in the GSL that were able to pull it off, but it's so difficult.
Oftentimes players just GG when that happens. Dongrigu known for that. At the top right, we do have the fast third hatchery for SortOf. And as you said, I think what Value was definitely going to do is some sort of attack. Probably the immortal push because that's so good on this map. We have seen people pull off the just 4 gateway +1 timing. Probe escapes. I think he's got like 2 hit points left.
I feel, disregarding exceptions, that most Protoss players, you know, they started with those 2-base timings and they were like really strong. Then Zerg figured out a little bit how to deal with them, and Protoss tried to go for this 3-base style. But most Protoss players just realized that it's not really worth it. As soon as you end up in the late game against Zerg, you are at a disadvantage, I would say. At least it's very fragile. You are in a situation where it is basically a neuroparasite up against Vortex.
Yeah.
So this is something that Protoss doesn't want to play, so most of them fall back into the 2-base timing attacks and just try to perfect them.
Exactly. It's right now the state of PvZ is pretty. I mean, like you said, you kind of have to kill early, or you base your entire game that oftentimes could be 20 or 30 minutes long off of one spell that either you get correctly or your opponent takes from you, and then you lose the game. It's a frustrating feeling. SortOf
doesn't get gas. We have 620 nearly done, and he does not get gas. At the same time, let's have a quick look in the main base and see what exactly Value is going to do. He has an Overlord hovering between the two bases, and he knows, of course, that it's there. You can see it with with his pylon. But what exactly is his tech of choice going to be? +1 attack has already been started. He's a bit short on gas, didn't man those two assimilators in low ground, and he's going apparently for a Blinkstalker attack, isn't he?
Yeah, fast Twilight Council here. And the Overseer, or Overlord, is actually pushed the opposite direction, so he's not going to see it. And the second Overlord is really far away, it's at even further to the left, so...
He can scout what's going on, and we have now a lot of gas being taken with 4 gas. It could also potentially be DTs.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I considered that as well, but I really don't think so with how he's done this. Normally if you would go DTs, you would get it a little bit faster. It's still possible, though.
Yeah, I think on this map what's stronger is +2 Blinkstalker timing attack. On the other hand, we have him now with... there's the Robo, okay. Goes for the robotics, therefore we are going to see Blinkstalker.
Yeah, he does not start Blink yet, though. He should any second now.
Unless he's going for a War Prism later on.
Kinda weird. +2 is started, but still wants to get that Blink.
At the same time, for SortOf, we see the lair tech. He's heading into roaches that he wants, and we have him also with the evolution chambers that he definitely needs. But it's very odd that we still don't see.
What if he just does the mortal push with +2 instead of 1/1? I mean, that's weird because the timing here to make it so you could also have Blink and +2 and Immortals if you want to do that. And he's got way more than enough resources to actually start it.
I don't know.
It's kind of strange.
But no, I don't think we're going to see that. He's going for the 3rd base here. I'm not sure about the strategy that Value uses. SortOf knows everything that's going on. He took very late gas earlier. He's now dumping all the gas that he has in his tech in upgrades. Playing this pretty decent. Here comes the Blink for Value. But on a map like this, you usually want to apply a bit of pressure against the Zerg. Even if you don't execute it as an all-in or commit too much to it, you still want to pressure him.
Yeah, you don't want to let him get a 4th for free.
Yeah, and that's kind of what SortOf is, what Value is doing here. SortOf can now take his 4th base if he wants to. Shouldn't have a problem with that, or he can just try to attack a little bit.
The 4th base will be spotted by the probe that's hovering behind it, so I like that. He's also got an observer now in the main. Very
a lot
aware.
of links on roaches.
Yeah, looks like he wants to attack the 3rd base. There's a cannon going up now.
It's always hard to attack this 3rd as soon as there is a decent immortal count, but right now there's only 1. Blink is not done. With a good timing, he can do damage. This artificial choke point is something that a lot of Zerg players die to, though. But the numbers are in SortOf's favor, of course. He has so many units now. His army supply is at 61 to 50, 107 to 38. If he just moves in, but the force fields are gonna be his problem.
Not a ton of sentries, but yeah, the force fields will be the problem he has to face. He's trying to figure out how to attack, how to approach here. Great trap on those roaches. I don't think he can make this work. He wants to try it, but
he might. He needs one opening. If he gets into his opponent's army once, then it's over.
This is so scary right now. Poor Value. He cannot make a single mistake or he will die.
Now he moves in, more force fields. He only traps a few though, and the Immortal is still exposed at the front, taking a lot of hits. We have 3 of them now.
Yeah, the longer that this takes for SortOf, the more Immortals he's going to be able. He keeps getting supply block though. He actually didn't make a pylon for a really long time, then made 4 at a time. Now he can start more Immortals, but
SortOf wants this to happen. He does not tech, he does not expand. He moves in once more, and this time the force fields, they are gone. There are not enough of them, but we have the Immortals now, and they force the Zerg back, even though he is still trying to resupply with the Zerglings and Roaches. Moving in once more, and here we go. This is the battle that SortOf was waiting for. Is it too late for him to pull it off though? With 3 Immortals, 1 dying, another one coming out of the robotics, it looks like Value is going to hold.
Yeah. It's already done. He can't attack again. Another gate goes down. 3 more in total. 2 more from the main base. He's got another Immortal about to pop out to replace the one that died. This is nowhere near enough units.
Yeah, SortOf is playing the one-trick pony style, and it's not gonna work. Yes, he has 50 supply advantage, but with all those immortals, with the +2 attack upgrade already done, the armor upgrade on its way, all these additional gateways being built, the economy at 61 harvesters versus 61, I don't think that SortOf can make this happen, no. Where is he going to push his way in? There are sentries everywhere, there are cannons, he has everything that he needs in order to stop this push.
Yeah, he's got now another immortal's about to pop out. The upgrades are going to be 2-1 against just +1. Armor just now being started for the Zerg player.
Finally a fourth base, but as you already said, it has been spotted. The probe knows there is a fourth, and if you just look at the tech in the base of SortOf, he doesn't have the infestation pit. He's getting the second evolution chamber now to start double upgrades, but he is so far behind in upgrades already. He only has the +1 attack upgrade, is getting his armor upgrade, and at the same time his opponent is heading towards +1 armor, has +2 attack, is getting everything that he needs. He has on 3 bases, is a great economy as a Protoss player, and is closing the gap in overall supply as well.
Yep, and +3 will be started as soon as that armor upgrade is done for value. He's catching up in supply. Infestation pit is done. Well, it's nearly done, but he's not going to be able to get infestors out in time if he gets pushed, and that's what's starting to look like it's about to happen. As nowhere near enough roaches.
He can't just move out against an army composition like this. Value can move out. As you can see, he doesn't even get Colossi. He doesn't get them. He is just relying on the immortals. He will push out with this, and this is such a strong army.
Is not getting infestors either. He just decided to make lings instead because he doesn't have pathogen glands.
Yeah. And there's the attack right now. Moves in at the third, at the fourth. This is unstoppable. The fourth base will die. SortOf at some point has to make a stand, but this is not it.
Yep. Yeah, base is going to go down so fast. +3 is still on the way. He's trying to catch reinforcements here, but value can actually just come back across. He cuts the army in half. The lings do come in though.
Are a little bit exposed, and sorry, not the Archons, but the Immortals. 2 of them die, a third dies, and this is a big problem. This is a really big problem. Your whole army is designed to shield these Immortals, but now all of them are dead. SortOf dropped in supply though. Even the Stalkers alone are enough to best the roaches here.
I'm a little surprised he's not blinking. You never know what's on the other side when you do blink like that, but there's no infestors out. So this is a situation where value has total control over the map. He's going to be able to push this creep back. The roaches that are on the map can't attack value, and they also can't really go home. He's just going to lose them.
He blinks in and he takes them down. SortOf is losing way too much here. Can you already see he lost 13,000, nearly 14,000 resources against 6,000. That's, I think, all that we have to say.
Yeah, the lings here are not going to be strong enough. He's about to have +3. He's got the +1 to block the ling attacks, so he's going to neutralize the +1 effect from the lings. Sending a small group of Starkers just to make sure nothing comes from the side and catches him. Infestors come out, but there's not enough damage here.
He can just blink forward if he wants to. He doesn't even have to move away from the infested Terrans. Yes, they take down the last Immortal, but that is not gonna matter at all. Zerglings are not the answer. The upgrades are too good. +3 is going to finish very soon. The Queen is dying, and so will SortOf. He's trying to make this work with the Zerglings, but now the last upgrade is done. All those macro edge that he built, they won't save him. This is a perfect position for value. He is going to claim victory in game number 2. Will force a third game. The infestors, they are about to die here. Even a fewer zealots now in the mix to make sure that the Zerglings can't do too much against the Stalkers, and there it is. GG, and game number 3 coming up soon.
Really well defended attack there by value. When at the third base he had not even a full wall off set up with his gates. He didn't have that many sentries, but he bought the time with the first 4 shields to get those extra immortals out. The upgrades were really good, and once he defended there, he took the supply lead and demolished SortOf's army.
Once his immortal count was at 3, it was basically over. There was just nothing that he can do anymore. I mean, the roaches are nice, but if you have this artificial choke point, there's not a lot that you can do.